Shalom and welcome to my show today. Thank you, Numan, for coming in and talking to my listeners and being my guest on air about the project P.A.C.E. My first question to you today is, what is P.A.C.E?
P.A.C.E is an acronym. It stands for Prevent Awareness Community Education, P.A.C.E. And it is a project that is funded by the Home Office Prevent Fund to raise awareness and to educate the community about the government Prevent agenda and what it's all about. And as anyone who was not sure about what Prevent is about, Prevent is a government program that is targeted towards preventing radicalisation and extremism and helping people to stay away from radicalisation and extremism. So this P.A.C.E project is all about raising awareness about the possible risk associated with radicalisation and extremism and what the community needs to be aware of and what they need to be protected from for themselves and their families.
So what is the target audience, would you say P.A.C.E is aimed at?
Well, there is no specific target audience, so to speak, Esther. It's a community at large. However, looking back, we know historically there are certain communities who have been more vulnerable to be exploited by those people who want to recruit for their vested interest programs of hatred and radicalisation or extremism. So it is, at the moment, this particular project is working mainly within the Muslim community, primarily because they are the most vulnerable to be exploited. They are the group that organizations like Islamic State, this murderous group, are trying to recruit from. So we are targeting the very group of people who are at risk of being exploited by these murderers and terrorists.
Where is P.A.C.E based?
It doesn't have a particular physical location as such. P.A.C.E is a project that is jointly run in partnership by two organizations. One is Awaz Community Organization. Another is an organization called CDM, which stands for Creative Design and Manufacture UK. They're based in Ardwick. So these are the two partners. They are delivering this project together, but running these various community-based workshops at various community venues. So we have, for instance, we have delivered in an organization in Longside called Himmat Support Center in their venue. We delivered in a church in Longside called St. Agnes Church. We have delivered in Northwards Housing Community Center for a local organization called NISA Women's Group. We have delivered at ITC Center for Awaz Community Group. We have delivered at the CDM's own center, at the design center they have. So it's various local community venues that we used, and we have also delivered in Northmore Community Center in Longside as well, which is for young people mainly, targeting people who are working with the homework club, and there's tremendous enthusiasm amongst them. So it's spread across Central and North Manchester area mainly.
So, as we said, thank you, Numan, for being our guest today on show. And we have sitting in the studio with us, Maz. Maz, do you have any questions for Numan today to answer about P.A.C.E? Please go ahead.
Yes, I do actually. I'm just wondering, who came up with the idea of P.A.C.E?
Right. Well,
Who is the
initially when we came to know about this Prevent Fund, then I came up with the idea of having a project because I work to both with Awaz and CDM, so I came up with the idea of having this project, not the name, the concept of the project, about having workshops within the community to raise about the risk associated with. So what we do in this workshop, there are four different things, four different workshops. First one, we talk about what is radicalization, what is extremism, what all these terms actually mean, what terrorism, what these actually mean. A lot of people don't know what that means. A lot of people do not understand its implication. Secondly, we talk about why is it important to us, why do we need to know about this, and how does it affect our life, how does radicalization, extremism, terrorism affect our life, and the risk associated with it. What are the risks? As the third workshop, we talk about how do we identify someone is at risk of being radicalized, what are the signs. And the final one, we talk about if we identify someone is at risk, what do we do, where we go, where can we find help. So those, like for instance, Channel is a government program that provides de-radicalization program. So we talk about all those. And it's the idea of having this kind of project. I consulted with two founders of Awaz and CDM. So I spoke to Mr. Altaf Ramtullah of Awaz and Taslima Ahmed of CDM, and three of us together came up with the concept, and then we put it together. But the name was given by one of the Manchester City Council official. She came up. Initial name was very long, so she needed to shorten it to fit in within the space that she had in the application form. That's they should need to, and so she picked out 4 words from the long name that I gave, and it stuck.
That's it.
And I really love the kind of name, Prevent Awareness Community Education. It encapsulates everything the project about, but the name P.A.C.E has a buzz to it. So I really like that, and so every time I talk about anybody asks about the name, I always say it was Mandy Salmon from Manchester City Council who came up with the name.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And tell me, what made you start working with this program? How long has the project been running for?
The project started officially in the funding that is been secured was from July last year, ending technically tomorrow, 31st of March, but we didn't launch our project officially till October. The activity started in October, so mainly October, November when the project activity started, and we had a quite good launch in long site in October. We had high-profile dignitaries attending, MEPs, local councillors, senior local authority officials, and a large number of people from the community. So the project is, realistically speaking, about 6-7 months old, but although the funding ends tomorrow, we are looking at maintaining the brand, because we have a Twitter feed, we have a Facebook account, and that's been very active and popular. So and we have seen the level of enthusiasm and the interest that we have seen in the community. We will be looking to Home Office to extend the funding of this program so that it can go beyond Central and North Manchester, but to other areas of Manchester as well.
Can you give me an anecdote, good fact about P.A.C.E that I can benefit from?
Well, let me just give you a few. One is some of the young ladies or some young mothers were saying that how it has totally transformed their thinking about radicalization and extremism. They never thought of it in that way, the way we are explaining how the risks are and how it can affect their children. And it made them, some of the mothers said it made them more aware when their children are on social media, when their children are using internet. It made them more aware of how they can be protected so that they can't be groomed or radicalized online, which happens a lot. They're at risk of it. Another thing is some of the ladies said they have now started to talk about this whole issue, the whole prevent issue, how we can protect ourselves from this risk of radicalization and extremism and terrorism in the community, which is precisely what this project was about, in raising the awareness so the people start talking about in the community, and that is already started. So that is a fantastic impact that the project has had. But in terms of there's another one is we wanted to have some community champion. We wanted to see some people taking the lead and promoting this whole concept of raising awareness about preventing ourselves from being exploited by these murderers and terrorists. And there are some women who has agreed to be that champion. So that's a brilliant outcome. But most importantly for me are the way the young people reacted. We asked them, come up with some theme, some design, some slogans, and do some design work, and use the design work to be printed on t-shirt, because CDM is a textile design company. So they came to CDM's own design center and developed their own design, and that they will be printed on t-shirts and fabrics and displayed on the day. And some of the words that these young people, and keeping in mind they're between 12 to 15, came up with, I mean, unbelievable. One young girl came up with the phrase that darkness doesn't remove darkness, only light can. Hate doesn't remove hate, only love can. Coming up from 12, 13-year-old is unbelievable. So, there's another one says, the black or white, we are all human beings. Do not look at the skin color, look at the color of our blood. It's always red. Another said, be proud of your skin. And this whole ethos of equality, racism, terrorism, the people were very enthused. Initially they were not, but after a while they were. It's now to a point where we are trying to manage that enthusiasm, if you know what I mean. So it's like an unleashing a potential, and it's like a can of worm being opened up, So I think the potential is huge, and I think this whole agenda of prevent needs to be more widely disseminated. There is a lot of people who has negative attitude about the government's prevent program. I think it's misunderstood. I think that people need to understand the whole objective and the purpose, and the objective and the purpose is to help people be safe. So it is a safeguarding program. It's all about safeguarding people from being radicalized, from being exploited by those murderers and terrorists. And it's not about any government agenda. I have nothing to do with the government. I have no political affiliation. My focus is helping my community be safe.
Thank you. And tell me, how can my listeners get involved in this?
Well, the best way to get involved, I mean, as I said, technically speaking, the project is ending tomorrow, but we are holding an event next week. I wish I could have given you the exact date, but we are at the moment in discussion with a high-profile guest, and depending on his availability. But we are going to have an event, final event next week, either Monday or Tuesday next week, in the venue in Cheetham Hill. So what I will say is keep following the P.A.C.E project Twitter feed, so you will find information if we are to get further funding or whatever. The project might be finishing, funding might be finishing, but our Twitter feed will be active. So P.A.C.E project UK is the Twitter feed that they need to follow if they want to get information, or they can email PACEprojectUK@gmail.com. They can email us. Or if they want to contact Awaz Learning Center at 0161-839-9817, they will get further information about this information as well. Or they can contact Awaz or CDM. CDM has a Facebook page, CDM UK, facebook.com/CDM UK, or they have their Twitter feed. Awaz has Twitter feed. So nowadays with social media, you can visit P.A.C.E project, CDM or Awaz, social media, Twitter, email, telephone. You can contact either way, and you will find out what the future holds with the P.A.C.E project.
Thank you so much, Numan, for coming and being my guest on air today.
Thank you, Esther, for giving me the opportunity to talk about this wonderful project, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And you too. Bye.